everyone. Welcome back to She Blurbs podcast. Today's guest is Caramel Lucas. Hi, Caramel.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Welcome back to my podcast. Welcome to my podcast. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Well, I my name is Caramel Lucas. I live in Orlando, Florida, and I am a author, a speaker, a writer, a poet, a podcaster, a host. So I'm like a lot of things. So I do a lot of things. So I'm creative, as they say.
Yeah, you are. I've looked at your website. You do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So, can you tell our listeners the name of your podcast and what are some of the topics you discuss on there?
Sure. The name of my podcast is Keeping It Real with Camel, as we say 100.
Yeah.
And I bring entrepreneurs that want to be heard. So I have no specific person to come on my podcast. I just want any entrepreneur that's doing something in life or wants to tell their story. I love them on my podcast, from where you've been and where you at now. So there's a lot of people that has stories that need to be told, and so I want to be the one that listen to them or what they have going on. So basically, that's what it is.
That's what I do too. Like, I don't know if you know Erin Gruwell. I contacted her publicist because she's one of my inspirations, and he was like, "We can see if we can get her on your show." And I cried because she inspired me to start my podcast. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, hopefully she comes on.
Right. I mean, you know what? Podcast is a good network, system, because you get to meet a lot of great people, and everybody thinks that that's because they see on TV how famous they are. You have
Mhm.
to understand that they have a story too, how they became who they are and what they've been through. When I was on my podcast, I have people that come to tell me their story, and I couldn't believe it.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God, you've been through all that,
Yes.
and they still here. I was talking to one of my entrepreneurs that she's been stabbed and raped and all this stuff going on, and she's still standing. And that's her testimony. And everybody has a testimony. And it's good to hear from where you've been and to where you are now, that everybody's looking at you like, wow, I can't believe that you've been through the things that you've been through, you
Mhm.
know?
They have some amazing stories. So, where
hmm
can our listeners listen to your podcast?
On Anchor, anchor.com, Anchor FM actually, or Spotify or iTunes, anywhere that has a podcast platform, I'm on it.
Ah, that's nice. So, what inspired
Mhm.
you to write "In Love with the Other Men"?
Well, you know what? I feel like it was a message. I sat down one day and I'm like, I've been seeing all these different things of different women go through different problems, or some has and some do. And as you grow up, you see all kinds of things, right? So I decided to write what I've seen and let people know that it's okay to go through these things, but it's a brighter side to each of the story that I wrote. It's basically about four women that are best friends but all have separate lives. you know Tanya is the youngest one, and she has a daughter, but she loves to party all the time, and she leaves her daughter with her mother to raise. And we know people like that as well.
Oh,
And it's a story about her, and there's a story about Keisha that's being like mentally abused by her boyfriend, and she decided to leave him and become something super amazing. And Liz, that's married, that she had 3 kids, live her life for her kids, and married to a guy named Frank who cheated on her, and what she did to come out the situation. And then
wow.
the last one is Denise, that's married to this guy, want to have a kid but can't. But he still love her for who she is, and she feel less as a woman, but he doesn't see her like that. And there's women out there like that too. So each time you read the book, you will feel something or know someone that's been through what they're going through, basically.
Yeah, because whenever you mention Keisha and her story, that's exactly what happened to me last year. I'm like, wow.
Right. Exactly. Women can relate to some of these women because I feel like we all go through something,
Mhm.
and whatever we go through, we can relate. Oh, I'm glad she did it that way, right? Because I didn't, I've been through a lot myself. And so I had to figure out, which way I need to go. And I felt like everybody that reads the book can relate to something in the book. I don't only bash men, I also have stories in there about of the women too, that
Mhm.
good men that's out there as well, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So where can we go to purchase your book? Because I'm
There's
definitely going to get that.
You can go to Amazon, anywhere that has books. It's in Walmart. You can go to Walmart and get it. So it's all over. So just Google it and it comes up. Yeah.
Oh, at Walmart? I didn't know
Yes,
that.
girl. Girl, it's so funny. Let me tell you, like I was Googling it. You know how you got to Google yourself sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So I was Googling it and I saw it in Walmart. And I'm like, okay,
What?
that's what I'm talking about. It's in Walmart now, so you can get it from Walmart. Yes.
Oh, wow. I was just in Walmart. I'm definitely going to go and get it now. Wow.
Well, I think it's basically online, so you have to get it purchase it from online to Walmart. So you just go on Walmart.com,
Mhm.
see the book, and just pull it on off the shelf.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Mhm.
So I read that you also write some poetry. What are your poems mostly about?
Inspiration, empowerment, impacting, uplifting. Because at the end of the day, we've been through so much in life, right? I need some uplift because I've been in so negativity in my life that I need some positive things that's going on, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to uplift other people in a positive way. And so actually I have entered myself in a couple of contests and stuff like that. And I didn't won 3 plaques already, just uplifting other people. And now I'm with Poetry Nation, and I'm also with Urban and Win Publishing Company, and they have published all of my poems in their books.
Wow. So,
Mhm.
if you want to, would you care to read one of your favorite poems you've written to?
Well, you got me on the spot because you know what? It's so funny. Like, why do you do that to me? No, honestly, actually, it's a girl. I don't even remember half the poems I be writing. But I just be writing as I go. But definitely check it out. I also have a spoken word on YouTube.
Oh,
And it's called "Don't Be Afraid," and you can also listen to that. And that's like a woman. Um, don't be afraid of a powerful woman is about a woman being powerful, and you know how some men back away from powerful women
yeah.
because you're too
They,
powerful. So you
mhm.
can go on YouTube, and that's what it's all about. Like, don't be afraid of me. I'm the person that is here to love you and ride or die with you. You know what I mean? So that is
Yeah.
really good. So yeah, I use a floetry. I love floetry.
And
You
me
know,
too.
and I use their beat to it, and it's so nice. But you telling me on the spot, I can't say nothing on the spot, but definitely go to Poetry Nation. It's there. So you will see a lot of the poems there. So yeah, if I knew that you was gonna do that to me on the spot, I would have had some.
I do have a question. So, have you ever thought about like how they have the poetry button? Have you ever had like thought about forming your own little group to where you all share your poetry on like a live stream or like YouTube or anything like that?
I never
Inspiration.
thought about that, but that's a good idea, honestly. And I'm gonna shout it out to you when I do it.
Okay.
That's a good idea because I love people inspiring people,
Mhm.
because we're going through so much, and last year was the worst of
Oh.
all years. Everything that we've been through, I don't think nothing can compare to what we've been through last year.
Mhm. I feel
And we
like. Oh, go ahead.
no, I really believe we need that uplifting. I really do.
I agree. I feel like last year was the worst time of my year because I was so desperate that I got into a relationship with someone that I knew was wrong for me, but I kept
Right.
staying with them. And I'm like, wow. And after everything had happened and everything started opening back up, I had to leave him. I was like, this is not working.
You gotta go. You gotta get out of here. Bye bye boo. You know what? I believe that, a lot of people was in relationships and marriages that they don't want to be in, because of the COVID. And this gave them an opportunity to know what they really want in life. You
Yes.
know, If you're married and you know that you can't be around your husband 24/7, or you know that you can't be around somebody 24, not even married, your spouse or your significant other, whoever it is, you know that you can't be around this person, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Because this was a time for you to figure out
Mhm.
what you want to do with your life. If you haven't figured that out now or
Mhm.
then, I don't know what's going on, because you know exactly, like, like I'm under here and I can't stand this person. Why am I still with this person? And that gave you an opportunity to know.
Mhm.
And
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. Because I was with him for an entire year. I tried to commit suicide 8 times, and the final time was on my birthday. And I was like, "Look, I don't want to die on my birthday." I was like, I have to go." So I ended up
right.
packing all my stuff and left and changed my number and everything. I was like,
Well,
I
thank
had to.
God that God gave you the strength to hold it down, because nobody's life is worth taking away over another person.
Yeah.
you know and if that person can't treat you like you're supposed to be treated, then
Mhm.
yes, go. Because I don't think no one's to mentally, physically, emotionally abuse anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not your child, so don't treat me like I'm your child. you
Yeah.
know if you want a child, have one, but don't treat me like one. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I'm so glad that he up here talking to me,
Yeah.
because this couldn't happen if you did what you did, and he gave you the strength to know that you have to walk away, and that's awesome.
Yeah. So ever since I left him, I've interviewed over 150 people. I've
You go,
interviewed over
girl.
150 people, and I'm like, and all of them have said the same thing you have said. They was like, "You're blessed to be here," and
Yeah,
we're
it's a
happy you're
purpose.
here.
You have a
Yeah,
purpose. Whatever your purpose is in life, you have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose, but it's how you use your purpose.
yeah,
And you have a purpose, and other people want to hear your story, because
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that you can tell someone your story of what you've been through that whole year, you
yeah.
know, and help someone else out. So yeah.
So I read that your book is also a featured film, and where can our listeners go to view your film?
Woo woo. Yeah. Uh I'm a type of person that likes to do stuff. I don't like sitting down for long. If I sit down, I think I'm wasting my time. So I went and actually made a film out of it, because I wanted people to see Liz's side of the story, even the other girls, but I want everybody to see Liz. That's what everybody loved Liz. When they was reading my book, they was like, I love Liz. Like, cool. Let me make a story out of Liz, and rest of some of my other characters is in the book. But Liz was my main concern, because people got to understand that you're married and you use all your life with this one person that treats you like crap,
Yeah.
right? And you are raising your kids and you're trying to be the best mother you can be. But this
Mhm.
man that you marry is out there cheating on you left and right and don't care about how you feel and call you, because having kids, you gain weight. And we all know
Oh,
that. And you're not going to look the same way as you did when you first met somebody. And
mhm.
for him to belittle you and say that you don't look the same, then
Wow.
you know that you have to do something different. So
Yeah.
Liz was basically living her life for her kids
Mhm.
with a man that don't really care about what she does and how she does it, because he's too busy out in the streets doing what he needs to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
wanted women to see her life
Mhm.
and see how she changed her life to make it better for her and her kids.
Wow, that's amazing. That reminds me of the story of my family member. I'm not gonna call
Right.
her out, but my family member, she wrote a book about exactly that. Her
Mhm.
husband had a whole nother family in a whole nother state, and she forgave him. I'm like, wow, how? And she was like, it was God. She was like, I forgave him. They did divorce, but it was God. She forgave him and met the other woman and the kid, because he had a kid with the other woman. I'm like, wow,
Woo! Well,
yeah.
yeah, with Liz didn't forgive him.
Mhm.
She had she was mad at him. She was so angry with him that you been we all these years and we had a kid, all these we have three kids and you can't be the father of your kids. And then the oldest boy, Xavier, he start hating his father the way he see how he treated his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And he start calling him by his first name.
Oh
And
wow.
you know how kids are when they love someone, they protect them the best way they can, right?
Uh-huh.
So Xavier started saying that he's the man of the household. He don't need their daddy anymore,
Yeah.
you know? And Frank, didn't really, he was like, don't call me by my first name. And he like, whatever, he started, rebelling against his father,
Yeah.
and
It's
then
like he lost all disrespect. I mean, all respect for his father.
oh, right, because he looked up to his father, but when he started doing things to his mother and seeing his mother cry all the time,
Mm-hmm.
it got to him because his mother never want her son to treat women like that. So that's about the book, and then that shows about Liz, how her and Xavier interacted and how she decided to live her life and don't worry about him anymore. Start living for her and her kids only.
That's amazing. And we can
Hmm.
find that on YouTube.
Yes, you can go to my website,
Uh-huh.
and when you go to my website, go to films and hit on the film button, YouTube, and it'll show you a pop up, and you can get on. You have to be 18 and up because there's some sexual stuff in there. Erotic, so there's a little bit of sexual stuff in there, but at the
Mhm.
same time, you can click on it and you can go to it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I also read that you dabble in stand up comedy. How long have you been performing comedy?
Uh-huh. I've been performing comedy for like between 6 and 7 years, but I really got serious within the last 2 years to 3 years. I
Mhm.
did improving at first because I wanted to see how improving was, and I did it for like 4 years. I love improving. I love it to death, right? And then I was like, I could be a stand-up comedian. Now they got to my head. It went to my head. I was like, I could be a stand-up comedian. And then when I first did it was in the Orlando Improv here in Orlando. And I first did it in the improv and I bombed. Like I totally bombed. I was scared. I saw all those people out there and I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? I'm really on stage by myself. And I bombed. And then I thought I was gonna quit, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna do what I do, and I don't care about how many people there. And then so my next show was at a drag queen show.
Oh,
It was a stand up drag down. It means that if you can make everybody laugh in the room, they'll keep you on stage. If you can't do that, the drag queen's gonna drag you off the stage. And I did it the first time, and I killed it. And I was like, now this is what I'm talking about. So it was great. And then I came, yeah. So I've been doing it for like 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
so what do you love most about being a comedian?
Just making people laugh because you know what? That day they could come home, they can go to a show and be upset about something that I don't even know what it's all about. But when you go to a show and you make them laugh, they can forget about what happened during that day until they go back. You know what I mean? So
That's
I
true.
love making people laugh and interacting with people and just being stupid. I like being stupid. Just because I'm grown don't mean I can't act like a child. I love being crazy. People realize that as you grow up, you got to be a specific way. Oh, I got to take care of my bills. I can't laugh. I can't do this. I can't do that. No, you are just a grown up big kid. So you can still have fun, live life, and just do what you do. Nothing changes, you know?
Yeah. That reminds me of my friend. Like, we go to the store and he goes straight to the kids section. I'm like, he's like, look at this toy. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm loud. I'm loud, girl. People, you gotta know I'm real loud. So so you gotta match my energy because my energy is loud. So I like to be loud. I like to have fun. I like to do crazy stuff, dance in the middle of the store. Why not? Let everybody look at you like, oh hey, yeah, why not? Just have fun. You have to live your life to your best because why? You only live once. And you can't let nobody take your joy, no matter what it is, you know?
That's true. I love that. I love that advice. So, what advice would you give those who want to pursue like such a creative careers like you?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Only what I'm saying is that you need to go for it. Like I said, you only live once in life, and you got to be the best you can be. I don't care about what other people say about you. Don't care about what they say, because no matter what you do, ain't no one's going to be happy anyway. So it doesn't matter. They're going to complain about something that you got going on. You can have your hair flipped the right way, and they say it's on the wrong way. So don't play, you know. So just be you, be happy for you, and live for you. Period.
Definitely. I love that advice. I love it. I want to
Yes.
thank you so much for coming on my show today.
Thank you, love. You so wow, I'm so glad that you got. I'm so glad you're here with me. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You have a great day, okay?
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.